Mm. Love me a cup of coffee. Hey, so I was just thinking about yesterday, and yesterday I got 6 kids. They're amazing, and I heard this skirmish going on, and Dad's supposed to be like the sheriff in town, right? So like I walk through the halls and I wait for the sound of injustice, and then I kind of cock down the cowboy hat. No, I don't. But anyway, I do keep an ear out for trouble. And so I heard this skirmish going on, and it's my two youngest, my 2-year-old Joseph and my 4-year-old Zachary, who are the best of buddies. But if anybody is going to get into an argument, it's going to be those two. Actually, no. Like my kids seem to pair off. So like the 6 and 7-year-old and the 2 and 4-year-old and my 11 and 17-year-old, they have a tendency to be the ones. It seems like if there's a greater age difference or something or whatever, I don't know. It's just weird, like that. But anyway, Zach and Joe have conflicts a lot, and I round the corner to see what the disturbance is, and Joe had attached himself to his sister's big pink Vampirina bouncy ball. You know, the kind where it's got the handle on it and you put it between your legs and then you bounce around the house, or you can bounce around outside on it or whatever. Well, he had attached himself to it. Zach had it earlier in the day. Zach got done with it. And then it was like, as soon as Zach saw Joe with it, he was like, oh yeah, I remember I was having fun on that earlier. I had that. That was mine. I won. So seeing two boys fight over a pink Vampirina ball, first of all, is just comical. But I had to intervene because it was about ready to. It was creating a disturbance in the force, or a disturbance in the peace of the house, rather. And I don't like to see my children fight. I'm trying to engage them into the idea that they should spend more time getting along than not. In fact, they should spend all their time getting along. One of the phrases I love to say around the house and out in public is, family, stay together, stay strong. There's something about family and that bond. And I mean, friends are great. I grew up an only child. Friends are great, but there's something special about family. And, you're probably at this point wondering, what does this all mean? Well, I kind of reflected on that as I read the gospel for today, right? So, gospel today is Luke chapter 6, verses 36 through 38. Jesus said to his disciples, "Be merciful just as your Father is merciful. Stop judging and you will not be judged. Stop condemning and you will not be condemned. Forgive and you will be forgiven. Give gifts. I can't talk this morning. Give gifts will be given to you. Give and gifts will be given to you." Wow, wow. A good measure, packed together, shaken down, and overflowing, will be poured into your lap. For the measure with which you measure will, in return, be measured out to you. What I find interesting is this kind of coincides with the idea of karma. Is karma a real thing? I don't know. I've never studied Eastern religions to a great extent. But this does seem to have the air of, as what maybe an American would say, what goes around comes around, right? And I think, what does it mean? So, I think the opening line is quite classic. Be merciful just as your Father is merciful. So it's saying like, hey, God's really merciful. Yeah. Does he set the bar high? Yeah, because he doesn't want you to, he doesn't want you to be a sloth. He doesn't want you to be prideful. He doesn't want you to lust. He doesn't want you to fall into those 7 deadly sins. But at the same time, he sets the bar high. But when we fall, he is extremely merciful. But as you go out, if you judge others highly with a high bar, well, then he's going to judge you highly with a high bar. And so we get what we give. You know, it's funny when I think about that pink bouncy ball, you know, they're fighting over a thing. How often in life we fight over things instead of for each other. I mean, that bouncy ball, one of these days it's going to pop and it's going to be no good. But your brother, your sister, your mother, your father, whatever, your aunt, your uncle, your cousin, they're always going to be worth more than anything. I find it sad when people fight over money or material objects, or judge because somebody doesn't look right or act right or sound right, you know. So to bring it full circle, how's this going to change my Monday? Well, I'm not going to judge. It's not my job to judge. My job is to love because God loves. I'm going to let Dad worry about it, you know. So many times my kids, they know what the rules are. And they step in and they try to dole out some judgment, and sometimes some punishment. And I appreciate that to a degree, but I always tell my kids, don't worry about, you know, what they're doing, what somebody else is doing. And they're like, well, they're doing this and they're breaking the law. I was like, and I just chuckle to myself. I was like, don't worry about that. Let me worry about that. You know, I can hear, I can see, and if you think I can't hear and I can't see, then come tell me what's going on, and I will take care of it. It's not your job to take care of it. You don't need that stress. You don't need that worry. You need to be happy and to love, okay? Love always. And that's how God is. Be happy and love always. Don't worry about things. Let God sort it out. But there's this thing with Christians where it's like once we know the rules and we decide that we want to be a Christian, you know, then we start judging others because we know what the rules are. Well, as I go out today, I shouldn't worry about what the rules are for other people. I should worry about what the rules are for me, and the rule for me is to love. I mean, yes, there's the 10 Commandments, but those commandments are to love. You know, there's the greatest commandment. Love the Lord, my God, with all my mind, soul, body, and strength, and love others as I love myself. So maybe if I go to work today and I see somebody running around with my sister's big pink bouncy ball with Vampirina on the side, no, you know, I just let it go, you know. And so you can tell I'm a father because now I've got, you know, that song from Frozen stuck in my head, Let It Go, you know. But let it go and love. And I'm just going to try to open my heart today. And I'm probably going to fail a million times, and I'm sorry. If you see me today and I'm failing, remind me about the pink bouncy ball, I guess. I don't know. That's all I got to say about that.